These deaths in Hollywood left the world shell-shocked, and you probably didn't even know how these actresses died. Death is a natural part of the cycle of life, but when death strikes unexpectedly and at a rather young age, it certainly feels unfair. And what happened with these stars is nothing short of a tragedy. Today, we'll go over a list of 9 actresses who passed away tragically at a very young age. Let's start off with number 9, Brittany Murphy, the vibrant star with a mysterious end. The star of Hollywood indeed was Brittany Murphy. She was known for movies like Clueless, 8 Mile, and Just Married. Brighten with that big contagious smile, it brought her fame. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, Murphy started acting as a teenager and soon made a name for herself because of her dynamic range that can make an audience laugh, cry, and everything in between. Her dramatic work was adequately done opposite of Angelina Jolie in Girl Interrupted, but her comedic timing in Clueless proved that she could indeed hold her own in lighthearted roles. But Murphy's life took a tragic turn on December 20th of 2009. She was just 32 years old when she was found unresponsive in her Hollywood Hills home. Official cause of death include pneumonia, anemia, and a combination of prescription drugs. Yet for years, conspiracy theories have been about her, especially after her husband, Simone Monjack, died in eerily similar circumstances 5 months later. The poison of their time was for some, toxic mold in their home, for others, some illness that had them suspecting foul play. Murphy's death remains one of the most puzzling Hollywood has ever known, and it's not uncommon to still hear people weeping over what she could have done if she were given another chance. Number 8. Heather O'Rourke, the child star who was taken too soon. She was still a little girl when she became famous because of the role she played in the Poltergeist series, Carol Ann Freeling. That line, "They're here," is still one of the most terrifying moments in movie history. She was discovered by Steven Spielberg. She was a natural who added innocence to the series, which was a blend of cute and scary factors. She died at age 12. Heather passed away in 1988 when her intestine had a blockage and she was misdiagnosed to be suffering from septic shock. It shocked all the fans of Poltergeist to death and cast an ominous shadow over the entire series of films. This untimely death by Heather stood as an indelible reminder that life is but very fragile, even for someone destined for greatness. Following her death, tributes to her poured in from fans, co-stars, and Hollywood insiders. Her story stays alive, not only as a cautionary tale, but as the memory of fleeting childhood stardom that came easily, stayed hard, and went away forever with time. Number 7. Judith Barcy, a rising star silenced by tragedy. Judith Barcy was an actress who began acting in advertisements at the age of 5. Her performance in the films The Land Before Time and All Dogs Go to Heaven are considered classics, keeping her spirit alive among new generations of fans. Her angelic voice and charm got her into films. Judith Barcy, remembered by her voice in The Land Before Time with the voice of Ducky, stole hearts with Yep Yep Yep.
Yep, yep, yep.
Behind the scenes, however, Judith's life was far from ideal. Her father, Joseph Barcy, carried out the unthinkable. In a fit of rage, he shot and killed both Judith and Maria before setting their home on fire and taking his own life. Judith was only 10 years old. The news created shockwaves in Hollywood at the loss of such a bright and promising young star. Her murder shocked Hollywood and brought the dangers of domestic violence into the spotlight. Fans loved her work, and her memory is kept alive through the films that showcase her incredible talent. Number 6. Dominique Dunne, a life stolen by violence. Dominique Dunne was indeed an incredibly talented actress whose promising career and life were viciously cut short. Born on November 23rd of 1959 to a family that was already well ingrained in the arts, she easily found herself in both television and film through her natural charisma and acting talent. Many remember her role as Dana Freeling in the movie Poltergeist, which was released in 1982 and catapulted Dominique to fame. The performance of the older sister in the horror classic caught on with the audience, and people were expecting that the character would be followed by a series of successful projects. Sadly, she was murdered in 1982, just 4 months after Poltergeist had been released. Privately though, Dominique's life had gone on a chase around John Sweeney, who was a sous chef for an excellent restaurant in Los Angeles. Sweeney had controlling tendencies as well as abusive behavior towards young women. She was 22. In itself, Sweeney's lenient sentence to only a few years in prison was a landmark case. Dom's death serves as a stark reminder of the need to address abuse and hold perpetrators accountable. 5. Sharon Tate, a starlet lost in the unthinkable tragedy. She was more than just an actress. She symbolized grace, charm, and Hollywood's golden age with all of its promise and hope. Sharon Tate was born in Dallas, Texas on January 24th of 1943. She began modeling in the early 1960s, eventually working as an actress. Sharon Tate was hosting her friends at her Los Angeles house on that fateful night of August 9, 1969. Roman Polanski, her husband, had gone to Europe for work at the time. What happened during the evening became one of Hollywood's most dastardly crimes ever recorded. Charles Manson cult members, commonly known as the Manson family, attacked the house savagely. Sharon was among the 5 brutally murdered individuals. Sharon was 26 years old and 8 months pregnant with her firstborn during the brutal attack. Despite Sharon Tate's relatively short career, which spanned only a few years, Sharon's bright light remains alive and shining in Hollywood's future potential stars. Number 4. Tara Correa McMullen, a bright future cut short. Tara was a 16-year-old girl who was shot to death in a gang-related shooting on October 21, 2005 in Inglewood, California. She was standing outside an apartment complex when the shooting occurred, and thus her life was cut short by the death of an aimless violent act. It has been reported that she had a connection to people associated with a gang, but it has not been determined whether or not she was a target or an innocent casualty. The murder of Tara focused public attention on the wide-scale issue of gang violence in cities, specifically on the effect it had on young people. Number 3. Dana Plato, a story of fame and struggle. The lovely little cute girl with comedic timing who came into the world was Dana Plato. She was an enduring figure in homes all over America. Dana Plato was known for a role in the popular sitcom Different Strokes, playing Kimberly Drummond. Life after Different Strokes wasn't easy for Plato, as it led to typecasting and more personal issues, causing financial woes and addiction. Plato died in 1999 at the age of 34. Her story speaks to the dark side of child stardom and the difficulty many encounter in trying to change lives as they moved into adulthood from childhood. Plato's life is a cautionary tale about the darker underbelly of fame. Number 2. Bridget Anderson, the tragic death of a child star. Bridget Anderson won hearts as the face of the cute star of Savannah Smiles. Her winning performance in 1982 commanded the attention of everyone and heralded a promising upcoming career ahead. Unfortunately, as she grew older, Anderson suffered from drug addiction. She died from a drug overdose in 1997 when she was 21. This was a sad loss because the fans who grew up together with her in movies miss her dearly. The story of Anderson brings out some of the problems young actors face and how they should be supported. And number 1, Anissa Jones, the child star who never escaped fame. Anissa Jones was an actress who played one of the main characters in the then popular TV series Family Affair. She portrayed the sweet, precocious character Buffy, becoming a household name in the late 1960s. After Family Affair ended, Jones could not seem to get on her feet. Pressure to be a child star forced her into drug taking. She died by overdose in 1976 when she was just 18 years old. The Jones story is a terrible reminder of the fate of a child star and the need for well-outlined support systems for them to go through life after fame. The impact of their loss. These tragic deaths were a stern reminder of the weakness of life and the pressures in Hollywood. All have contributed something different to the screen, leaving an impact that continues inspiring and captivating fans' attention. Although their work was cut short, their story lives as testifying confirmation of the talent and tenacity with which they lived out their very brief days on Earth. Fans who are loyal have always seen their work celebrated and learned from their challenges. If you like this deep dive into the lives of young actresses who left us too soon, put a thumbs up, comment down with your thoughts, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue celebrating the lives and legacies of these legends together. Thank you for watching. If these tragic tales stirred your interest, check out our next video about actors who met an untimely end.